Other word for discrimination based on demographic categories. I am looking for a stronger word than discrimination, which somehow remains ambiguous because of its multiple meanings. I am especially interested in referring to discrimination in the sense of partiality and prejudice towards certain demographic categories. The word discrimination could be used in combination with an adjective such as racial, but again that would be too specific, because it would omit discrimination based on other categories such as religion, gender or culture. What I would require is a word describing the thought process by which one purposely, unfairly and hatefully excludes an entire population from courtesy and tolerance one would apply to oneself.
Bigotry, intolerance or prejudice, especially religious or racial, discrimination, against, the characteristic qualities of a bigot, is a term commonly used for such a thought process. Also note the definitions of intolerance: not tolerant, close-minded about new or different ideas. Indisposed to tolerate contrary opinions or beliefs, impatient of dissent or opposition, denying or refusing the right of private opinion or choice in others, inclined to persecute or suppress dissent and prejudice, an adverse judgment or opinion formed beforehand or without knowledge of the facts, and any preconceived opinion or feeling, whether positive or negative, and an irrational hostile attitude, fear or hatred towards a particular group, race or religion. You may also find words suggested in the following questions useful. What are antonyms of tolerant or synonyms of cautious? Reaching a conclusion before formulating an argument. Single word for people who are like a frog in the well. Is there a word for preparation with a negative connotation? What would you call a person who doesn't like questions being asked of them? Is there a name for someone who calls someone else what he himself is? What is a good term for someone who refuses to debate an issue ab initio?
Use anti if you have a nationality/ethnicity called X, you could say anti-X.
Segregation would fit, in general. Possibly refined with an epithet to further precise how categories are defined, e.g., racial segregation, sex segregation, etc.
Consider demonization. The verb demonize is defined as to try to make someone or a group of people seem completely evil.
To answer, is there a name for someone who calls someone else what he himself is, you could use self-deluding or self-denying. Thus, if the object word is bigot, then you would riposte with self-deluding/denying bigot.